Welcome to This Explainer. If you've walked into a massive warehouse or any commercial facility lately, you already know the drill. Keeping those huge spaces clean? It's a massive, never-ending chore. And let's be real, cleanliness isn't just some basic task done in the background anymore. It is absolutely crucial. It's tied directly to workplace safety, keeping up with regulations, and honestly, just how people perceive your brand. But here's the catch. As the demand for these spotless facilities skyrockets, our traditional ways of cleaning them are kind of falling apart.
So, it brings up a huge question. How on earth do you clean more space with fewer workers without completely blowing up your budget? That right there is the core operational headache facility managers are dealing with every single day. Between severe labor shortages and climbing wages, businesses everywhere are literally being forced to rethink exactly how things get clean. It's become a genuine crisis for operational budgets.
And look, we're not just talking about making the floors look pretty. Organizations like OSHA are laying down the law. They're heavily emphasizing clean, hazard-free workspaces to stop accidents before they happen and ensure strict compliance. The stakes for workplace safety and hygiene, they've literally never been higher. Skipping a cleaning cycle just to save time, yeah, that simply isn't an option anymore.
Now, let's talk numbers, because there is a massive productivity gap here. When you compare traditional manual mopping to using automated scrubbers, the difference is wild. You are looking at a productivity rate that is 3 to 5 times higher with the automated machines. 3 to 5 times. When you consider how labor costs and facility services are constantly climbing up, you just can't afford to be stuck on the slow side of that equation. Data like this completely changes the conversation, doesn't it?
What we're looking at is basically the perfect storm. On one hand, we have soaring expectations and super tight standards for cleanliness. On the other, we're colliding head-on with a shrinking labor pool. Trying to maintain these massive floor areas manually, it's becoming completely impractical. We desperately need a way to bridge this operational gap.
Which brings us to Section 1, Meet Self-propelled Scrubbers, Bridging the Operational Gap.
So, what exactly are we talking about here? Well, a self-propelled floor scrubber is this heavy-duty commercial cleaning machine that actually has a motorized drive system built right in. That means it moves itself forward automatically. Unlike those old-school walk-behind machines, the person operating it requires minimal push effort. Instead of relying on pure manual muscle and totally exhausting your crew, the machine literally just glides forward under its own power.
But the real magic is how it multitasks. It handles 4 separate things all at once. First, rotating brushes scrub the floor. Second, it dispenses the cleaning solution perfectly evenly. Third, a vacuum system immediately sucks up all that dirty water. And finally, the squeegee leaves the floor completely dry and totally safe to walk on. It takes what used to be 4 separate, back-breaking, time-consuming chores and elegantly wraps them into one continuous, seamless motion.
Moving on to Section 2, Finding the Sweet Spot, Comparing Commercial Machine Types.
When you look at the commercial market, you basically have 3 main options. Walk-behinds, well, they're cheap, sure, but they are exhausting to use and really only make sense for smaller areas. Then you've got ride-on machines, super efficient for massive, cavernous facilities, but man, they come with a hefty price tag, and that's exactly why the self-propelled scrubber hits that perfect Goldilocks zone. It gives you high efficiency with super low operator effort, but sits right at a medium cost. It's pretty much the perfect choice for medium to large facilities.
All right, Section 3. Inside the AF2217 model. Let's look at some real-world specs and benefits.
38,000. Take just a second to really process that number. That is 38,000 square feet cleaned in a single hour. That is the sheer scale of the AF2217's efficiency. When you think about how long it would take a human being to manually sweep, mop, and dry even a fraction of that space, the automation advantage is just staggering. You are radically condensing your entire cleaning schedule.
Of course, powering that kind of incredible efficiency takes some serious energy, and that's where modern lithium battery tech comes in. We're talking about a much longer overall lifespan for the battery itself, a surprisingly fast 4-hour charging time, and get this, consistent, stable power for 3 straight hours of work. Making the jump to modern lithium tech finally completely eliminates the headache of operational downtime and all the constant maintenance you'd usually associate with those clunky, older lead-acid systems.
But hey, it's not just about moving fast, right? It's about cleaning deep. The AF2217 brings 88 pounds of downward brush pressure and a 155 RPM rotary system straight to the floor. This intense pressure and speed doesn't just surface clean, it actively restores your floors. It's specifically designed to strip away stubborn industrial grease, packed-in dirt, and dangerous chemical residues that a standard mop would literally just smear around.
Now, what really surprises a lot of people is the noise level, or actually the total lack of it. Operating at below 70 decibels means all of that massive, aggressive cleaning power we just talked about can actually be deployed quietly. You can run this machine in super noise-sensitive zones. Think hospitals, retail stores right in the middle of shopping hours, or busy airports without disrupting patients, shoppers, or travelers. It is incredibly powerful, but very polite.
Let's dive into Section 4, Real-World Application Scenarios, Adapting to Diverse Environments.
Think about where this kind of tech matters the absolute most. You've got massive e-commerce warehouses that need to keep their operational flow totally smooth and safe. Factories trying to maintain super strict safety compliance. Or retail malls that desperately rely on quick-drying features to prevent devastating slip hazards for their customers. Then you have airports and train stations that benefit from continuous, quiet cleaning, while big parking areas can finally get that deep scrub they need to lift stubborn oil stains and dust. The versatility here across different commercial spaces is just tremendous.
Which brings us to Section 5, the ROI and Future of Floor Care, the Cost of Inaction.
60%. This is an incredibly powerful metric right here. Businesses using these automated scrubbers report up to a 60% reduction in total cleaning time. That's not just some minor operational tweak, that is a massive return on investment. It frees up your labor force for more high-level, complex tasks, all while making sure the floors are cleaner than they've ever been.
And remember, this whole conversation isn't just about saving money. According to EPA guidelines, proper cleaning actively reduces hazardous exposure risks. So by upgrading to an automated scrubber that reliably pulls up and removes contaminants, you are actively protecting your workers. You're maintaining strict environmental and safety compliance. Really, it's a proactive health measure for your entire team.
Looking ahead, the commercial cleaning market is evolving incredibly fast. We're seeing way more lithium battery integration, exciting leaps into full robotic system automation, advanced designs that drastically cut down water consumption per cycle, and even smart digital diagnostics that tell you exactly how your machine is performing in real time. The equipment is adapting rapidly to meet exactly what modern infrastructure demands.
When you actually put these methods side by side, the contrast couldn't be clearer, could it? On one side, you have exhausting, expensive manual labor. It's physically draining and totally dependent on a shrinking workforce. On the other side, highly productive, scalable automation that's efficient and completely undemanding on the body.
So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on today. If your operation is still relying heavily on manual cleaning, how much efficiency are you leaving on the table right now? Delaying an upgrade isn't just maintaining the status quo. It's actively costing your business time, money, and safety. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you rethink the foundation of your facility management.